All right, good evening. Welcome to the October 14th regularly scheduled council meeting. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us this evening. I'd like to welcome Dr. Carl McClarty, the pulpit minister for the Cloverdale Church of Christ, who will be leading us in our invocation, along with Steve Foster, who will be leading us in our Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Would you bow with me, please? Our Father in heaven, we are so grateful for the things of peace that have been taking place in the Middle East. And we are reminded once again of that very, very valuable statement of Jesus, that with man there are things that are impossible, but with you all things are possible. And so, Father, we come with great confidence, asking that you surround and bless the city council, the mayor, government people that are part of their team, that you will grant them all wisdom, compassion, perseverance as they carry out their challenging task that has the opportunity to bless so many in so many ways. We pray, Father, also for the judges, for the police, for the fire people who rush into dangerous situations along with first responders and then deliver people to medical personnel in the hospitals, all of those who have such a heart for taking care of and blessing those in need. Please bless them, for teachers and administrators in our schools that are training up children in the next generation, for business owners providing opportunities to parents to be able to work and make a living. Father, we pray for the churches and the social workers and everyone that's seeking to find ways to help those that are hurting and find themselves out of sorts and unable to know necessarily where their next meal comes from. And Father, for our military personnel overseas, we pray that you will bless them, keep them, and guard them. All this we ask in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
If everyone would please raise the flag. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Mr. Brewer, we just want to say we're happy to have you back this evening. Glad that your procedure went well.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Prior to the council meeting, we will have one public hearing. If you plan to speak during this public hearing, please come to the podium and state your name and address. This public hearing is approving the amounts of liens to be certified to the White County Tax Collector against certain properties as a result of grass cutting expenses and abatement of other nuisances. This public hearing is now open. Is everyone here to speak on this agenda item? Seeing none, the public hearing is now closed. I will now call this meeting to order. Jason, please call the roll when you're ready.
Mr. Kirkman.
Here.
Mr. Morris.
Here.
Mr. Howell.
Here.
Mr. Cardinal.
Here.
Mrs. Hale.
Here.
Mr. Rainey.
Here.
Mr. Brewer.
Here.
Mr. Challenberg.
Here.
The first item up is the approval of minutes from the September 9th, 2025 regular council meeting.
I've read the minutes, they look appropriate, I'll make a motion they be approved.
We have a motion by Mr. Morris. Second. We have a second by Mr. Challenberg. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Morris.
Yes.
Mr. Howell.
Yes.
Mr. Cardinal.
Yes.
Mrs. Hale.
Yes.
Mr. Rainey.
Yes.
Mr. Brewer.
Yes.
Mr. Challenberg.
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman.
Yes.
The next item is the treasurer's report. Jason.
As you all received the Blanchett report, Blanchett and Associates report on Thursday, in case you had any questions over that, but to highlight the overall financial position, the fund balances have increased $2.5 million from this time last year. Our general fund this year has had $28 million in revenues. 6.7 million of that have been bond obligation payments, for a net increase of $1.8 million. The Act 833 fire balance for the fire department is $106,397.55. The quarter-cent fire tax fund sits at $531,101.51. I also left with you a capital update sheet, and I have included For your entertainment, the possible approval of the property purchase that you're going to discuss later. There've been some reductions in the Sawmill Road and Fuller Lane items, but after all considerations of everything that's committed, you now stand at $12.4 million in uncommitted reserve funds to be used for projects.
Thank you.
Is
Any
that,
questions from
is
the
that
council?
12.4 after spending the 975?
It is.
Okay.
It does. It includes that. Sure does.
Any other questions? Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Item number 5 is the presentation of the 2024 Federal and Legislative Audit Report findings. This report was discussed on Thursday's agenda meeting. Were there any other questions from the council? If not, I'll entertain a motion that these were presented.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Rainey,
Second.
second by Mr. Morris. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Mrs. Bale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Challenger?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
We do have several guests with us this evening, so I'd request if we could jump to item number 18, which is consideration of an ordinance pertaining to zoning code provisions for subdivision of residential lots.
Mayor, this has generated quite a bit of interest and concern, and in visiting with Councilmember Chris Howe today, we feel like that we should probably table this until next month and iron out some situations that we're concerned about. You still feel that?
I'll
way?
second that.
Okay, well, I take that as a motion, Mr. Rainey, to table, and a second by Mr. Howell. Any further discussion? If not, please call the roll to table.
Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Mrs. Howe?
Yes.
Huh?
Hey!
Mrs. Hale? Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Challenger?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Come on, Jason.
Thank you. I know that there's several here for this agenda item, so feel free, if you need to leave, that y'all are welcome to go ahead and exit. Okay, item number 6, going back up to the top, approval to add additions to the Berry Hill Park project, either individually or in a combination. We had three items discussed at the agenda meeting. One would be for electrical in the amount of $12,030, a pergola in the amount of $105,940, and a storage building in the amount of $117,400.
I say we add the electric. I say no to the pergola. I'd like separate bids by Parks and Rec on the storage building. I'm just having a real difficult time with that storage building costing $117,400.
What size building is that proposed to be?
Dang.
Is Bear here?
Do you remember what size building this was? Storage building at Berry Hill?
Yeah, 22. 22.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
12 by 12 feet wide, 22 feet long? Is that what you said?
Okay, so we have a motion by Mr. Rainey to move forward with the electrical and the storage building, but seeking additional quotes or bids on the storage building, and a second by Mrs. Hale. Any further discussion?
And no to the pergola.
And yes, and not moving forward with the pergola at this time. Any other discussion? And then Jason, you have it, I guess, as far as penciling in the amounts into the budget adjustment ordinance. So this would be, I guess, a maximum price, Mr. Rainey, and then seeking quotes or bids, so that may
No,
lower.
I don't want to add this storage dollar to this expenditure. I want to stop, I want it to be separate, and let Parks and Rec do its own bidding process on this particular item.
Okay, Richard, do you know if there's any timing concerns as far as when it may be necessary for the funds for this? Is that something that can wait till November?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay,
I can't do anything on the storage building itself.
okay, good deal. All right, so we're gonna move forward with, electrical, getting prices for storage. We have a motion by Mr. Rainey and a second by Mrs. Hale. If there's no further discussion, please call the roll.
Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Challenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Item number 7, approval to waive, building permit fees for Searcy Schools Ag Building to construct additional improvements along North Ellis Street.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Mr. Morris, second by Mrs. Hale. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Challenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Item number 8 is approval to advertise an RFQ for professional services to develop a safety action plan with the SS4A grant funds.
I move we approve.
We have a motion by Mr. Challenberg.
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Cargill. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Challenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Item number 9 is approval of the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board reappointments.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Mr. Morris,
Second.
second by Mrs. Hale. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Challenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Mr. Cargill?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Item number 10 is approval of Parks and Recreation software program by Civic Rec.
I move we approve.
I have a motion by Mr. Challenberg,
Second.
second by Mr. Cargill. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Challenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Mr. Cargill?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Item number 11 is approval of future facilities use plan. This is just giving approval to move toward these future use of facilities. We have more due diligence and pricing, but this is just giving the nod saying, yes, this is what we want to do and where we want to do it. That list should be in your packet.
Is that the one from the grounds committee?
That's correct, yes. It was discussed Thursday.
I move that we approve it.
I have a motion by Mr.
Second.
Rainey, second by Mr. Challenberg. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Mr. Cargill?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Challenberg?
Yes.
Item number 12 is a resolution to purchase property on South Main and Recreation Way in the amount of $975,000.
I move we adopt the resolution.
I have a motion by Mr. Rainey,
Second.
second by Mr. Challenberg. Any further discussion?
So I left before we talked about the future facilities use plan. So what's at the top of that list?
The PD, new PD,
Okay.
along BB cabs. Any other discussion?
Like, can we back up on that? If we decided on a location, did I hear you say BB caps?
Where the current sanitation department's located?
Have we voted on that? I don't know, I'm just trying to.
Well, I really was kind of surprised this was on the agenda, because this was just a grounds committee recommendation for possible future stuff. We've got a long ways to go to build a PD on BB cabs, but that, we've got it as a goal. We've got to do something for the police department.
Sure, I understand that. I just didn't want,
Yeah,
we're
we're not,
narrowing ourselves down to one location.
you're
Yeah.
not, we're not,
Okay.
we're not.
It's just basically giving us a nod from the council, say, hey, work toward this end, so we know what we're working toward and where.
Was work towards not new PD, not work towards new PD on baby caps, I think
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
that's my point, yeah.
Right, yeah. We don't want
Okay.
to make it one single location.
Options open, in
Yes.
other words, but still keep it at the top of the list.
Okay, so as far as direction from, because we have some design plans for that particular location. So I guess that's what we're seeking direction on, is what's the next step, or what does the council wish for us to do with that project?
Have we voted on drafting design plans? I don't,
We
Yes.
did, we
Okay.
just haven't voted to approve that
Gotcha.
on that
Okay.
location.
To me, the logical next step is how are we going to pay for this police department? And after we determine that, I think then we get real serious about where we're gonna put it. But it doesn't matter where we choose to put it today if we don't know how we're gonna pay for it.
Okay, let me ask this question. I guess for staff working toward the potential relocation of the sanitation department from BB Caps to East Line Road. So that would precede, I guess, that location being an option for PD. So that is why I wanted to make sure that we had some type of a vote, just so we know for sure what we're working toward.
Well, that's, I should have spoken up for that. I didn't realize that you were gonna ask for formal council approval of the grounds committee possible recommendations, okay? Yeah, we've talked about putting the PD where sanitation was, but, you know, we spent some money designing down there. But as far as I'm concerned, I hadn't decided that's where it's going. We need a new PD. The question is, where can we get it located the quickest way, and how can we pay for it? So, I don't want the council's approval of the grounds committee recommendation of future projects binding anything, other than we need a new PD.
absolutely.
I agree. I don't think we need to limit ourselves to one location at this time.
I don't think it's a problem to continue with the research or the due diligence of relocating sanitation off of BB Caps. Even if we didn't locate the PD there, it's, so I have said this before, I'll say it again, is that's an A location with a D operation that we're running on it, sanitation. So it's marketable for other things other than sanitation. So if we move sanitation off of there, it has unlimited potential for anything by the city or by anyone. So I don't think it's a bad idea to investigate or due diligence of moving it. I don't want to see us committed to any one thing for it right this minute, personally.
That was my thought.
Okay, yes, sir.
And I agree with that. I think it gives the staff something to look at rather than saying, it might be somewhere, there's a spot that it could work out. My impression of the South Main property was more to make sure that we can control it rather than having a specific thing to put there. That may be wrong, but that was my understanding.
South Main?
You're talking about the one that we're,
Yeah, we're on the South Main right now.
No.
No, that,
I asked that question because the amount of money that we're gonna spend, and I think we've all been advocating for a police department, so I wanna
Yeah.
make sure that it's on the list and next to be talked about on the list, because most of you gentlemen have walked through that building after it's rained, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
And asking them to continue to work out of that building, I don't like that. So I wanna make sure if we're gonna spend this money, that we're looking at avenues to make sure we take care of our police department.
I second that comment exactly.
let's talk about the South Main property, okay? We don't have to buy that. I initiated this, but we don't have to buy that property. I'm just saying in 5 or 10 years, we will be sorry if we don't buy it. Because it bounds up to our new entryway to our new community center. It's gonna be next door to our new aquatics. It's gonna be over next door to the soccer. I can't believe that we don't want it. It's a lot of money, and I don't want that to detract from the goal of the police department.
And Mr. Ernie, I agree, I'm not saying we don't need to buy that, I'm just saying I wanna make sure that we all still have the same goal.
If I heard it discussed the other night, there is ample money, Mr. Deere, to be able to fund and purchase that property, is that correct?
Yes, at the moment, there is.
And not put us into buying and anything else?
No,
I was gonna make a comment, we're talking about several things, but while we're talking about the property, if we move sanitation all out to the east line, away from the current location, what about the drive-through recycling part of it? Because we've said when we discontinued the pickup, curbside pickup, that we wanted to have a centralized location for people that still want to recycle and drive through.
Correct, yeah, we still have a grant application that's outstanding that we're waiting to hear back on. Included in that grant would be things like new equipment and then also a satellite recycling drop-off location. So we're still waiting to hear, but yes, we would certainly need something centralized for recycling drop-off.
Do we have an estimate on what it would cost to move sanitation to Eastline?
Well, and that's, if it's okay with the council, I know this is backtracking to the previous agenda item, but Richard, do you mind discussing where we are with Clark Contractors with the first time we had them do an estimate, and then where, if, you know, moving forward, what that looks like as far as getting maybe a new design concept with new costs?
yeah, I think the idea was if the council so wished to explore the moving of the off BB caps out to East Line, we could still engage Clark, who we hired to do construction management for when we thought we were moving everything out there, and the big recycling, it was a big number, and everybody pushed pause. Well, we still have a contract with them, so if the council wants to move forward with that, I think that was the intent of trying to see if that's something we want to continue to look towards. We could re-engage them to see if they'd be willing to investigate a much smaller remodel. Since we were not doing the curbside, we wouldn't need the big doghouse thing, if you remember that, and all of the new equipment for the recycling that was included, so it would be a much less cost. But we just, I think Todd just, in sanitation, and we just needed a direction on should we continue with investigating that cost with Clark that we've already engaged with.
One more thing about the police department. I agree, yes, we need a new building for them. Where we're gonna put it, you know. Right now, do we have any place we could build a building that would be appropriate for the police department needs? So, you know, seems like something has to come, some domino has to fall before we can actually build a police building. We need to plan it, we need to do as best we can and make sure we keep the money where we can do it, but we can't do the police department right now, can we? Or am I missing something?
We can't, we don't have a funding source.
True, but we also don't have a place to put it, do we?
No, the plan was to move sanitation out to East Line Road. And as Richard just said, now that we're not doing curbside, we can downsize what we were gonna do out there to get sanitation out there. And then have the place down on BB caps for the police department that we spent some money designing on. Those are the things that's on that list. And, you know, until we come up with a better idea or a better location to put the police department, I think we need to continue that effort.
Again, I have no problem purchasing the land, I just wanted to make sure we were still on track looking for.
Yeah, I don't have any problem. I think we need to purchase that.
That's right.
That land, what we're
Yeah.
doing out there.
That's no
But
question.
I'm agree with Tanya, I think Ms. Hale that the police department needs to be like a top priority. Maybe it's the negotiation in me, because that's what I do every day at work, but I don't like to back myself. What if, I don't know, somebody comes along and decides they want, that could be a pretty valuable piece of property sitting there. I don't have another thing in mind, but if there was another location, somebody wanted to purchase that property for a huge number, were some big national retailer or grocery store or something, it'd be nice to have an option to pivot and maybe even build them nicer. I don't know, I'm just saying I like to keep
Sure.
options open. Sure.
I agree.
I think that's the main thing that we're just seeking is
Okay.
what direction to work toward. On the list, right now, you talking about Domino's, right, is sanitation and street department, relocating out to East Line Road. And the next step would be to obtain revised design and cost estimates from Clark Contractors. And then if we were to contemplate putting a PD on BB Caps, and that would free that location up. And so the next step there would be to obtain revised design and cost estimates from Hoffman Architecture, which has initiated already some designs out there. In the future, when the Carmichael Center is no longer needed for a community center with a new one being built, that is being contemplated for a future potential location for the Lytle Senior Center. So the next step there would be to obtain a revised design cost estimate to see how much it might cost to renovate that building for that purpose. Former library, as y'all know, we're working with Forward Cersei and a grant that we're waiting to hear on to turn that into an economic development hub. And then we're getting cost estimates for a new maintenance shop there with our maintenance department. So those were the 5 items on the list. Okay.
Make a motion to purchase the land.
Okay, yes, we have a motion by Mr. Rainey and a second by Mr. Challenberg. Any further discussion? If not, please call the roll.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
I abstain.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Challenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Item number 13 is also a resolution for city sales tax exemption on bond-funded projects.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Mrs. Hale,
Second.
second by Mr. Brewer. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Mr. Cardle?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Challenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Item number 14 is a resolution for partnership with the Searcy School Board for application of an Arkansas Department of Education 2024-2025 Joint Usage Agreement Grant.
Motion to approve the resolution.
We have a motion by Mr. Morris,
Second.
second by Mr. Brewer. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Cardle?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Challenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Item number 15 are resolutions for lien certified to the tax collector against certain properties in Searcy as a result of grass cutting expense and abatement of other nuisances.
Move we approve.
We have a motion by Mr. Brewer and a second by Mr. Challenberg. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Challenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Mr. Cardle?
Yes.
Item number 16 is a resolution to dispose of fire department assets. We have a motion by Mrs. Hale,
Second.
second by Mr. Challenberg. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Challenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Mr. Cardle?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Item number 17 is an ordinance. This is the updated dog ordinance. I know that there were several that stated that they would have liked to speak on Thursday and maybe didn't have the chance to, so I am going to open up the floor. If there's anyone here that would like to speak on this agenda item. Please state your name and your address.
Kimberly Lowe, 1007 North James Street in Searcy. Hello, City Council. My name is Kimberly Lowe, and I'm here to speak on behalf of the new dog policies. We currently live in a house that we rent in the Sunny Hill neighborhood off of East Moore Street. On Sunday, September 21st in the morning, my husband put our dog out, Maple, her name's Maple, out in the backyard on our line before leaving for church. We do not have a fence. Before leaving, we heard dogs barking aggressively. My neighbor across the street was outside, and he saw 4 large black pit bull mixed dogs attacking my lab hound. My neighbor was able to get the 4 dogs to leave. My husband was went outside to see what was going on and saw the dogs running into the wooded area behind our house. We immediately called animal control. They came out to our house and we described the incident. Animal control stated he knew who the dogs were and cited the woman for vicious dogs and confinement. This woman had been cited multiple times prior to the attack of our dog. My husband and I thought animal control made sure these dogs were not allowed to be in the area because of them being a danger and a nuisance in Searcy. After we dealt with animal control, we checked on our dog and she needed medical attention. When we took her to the vet, we saw the extent of the damage the dogs had did to her. She had to be sedated because she wouldn't let the vet get close enough to her wounds without being in pain. She had multiple places that needed stitches, was given shots, antibiotic, and pain medication to help her heal. Overall, it cost us $500 to get her taken care of. Over the course of the next few weeks of her healing, we had not seen the dogs, so we thought, oh sorry, my children wrote in there. We thought that animal control spoke with the lady and took the dogs away because of their violent history. We were wrong. On Friday, October 10th, we put Maple out in the backyard on her line so we could run to Sam's Club to get groceries. We left her house at 9:15, and by 9:47, according to police records, Maple was attacked and killed by these same dogs. Sorry. My neighbors down the street heard a loud commotion of barking and a dog screaming in pain that they came down to my house and saw at least 4 large pit bull mixed dogs attacking Maple. Before anyone could do anything, they had dragged her away from her line and killed her. Animal control came to our house and got the eyewitness accounts of what happened from our neighbors. From this information, he issued another citation. My dog was left there on the property till my husband and I came home at 1 p.m. from Little Rock. When my husband pulled into the driveway, he noticed her body. Since she was dragged to the wooded area, I didn't immediately see her. When I got closer to her body, I saw how vicious the attack was. She was bitten all along her head and neck, and her legs had open wounds from bites. She didn't stand a chance against these dogs. She was 45 pounds, so she was not a small dog either. After the initial shock of seeing our dog like this, we immediately called animal control. They came out and talked to my husband and me. All he said was that he could issue a citation, which he had already done. He asked if we wanted Maple's body taken away. We said yes, and he took her to his car away from our property. Then we called the police, and Officer Morrison came to our house. We explained both of these instances to him and wanted more to be done than just citations. We wanted the dogs taken away. He said he was going to look into it and that this shouldn't have happened. Monday, October 13th, while in my home, I saw a black dog's tail through the window of my house. I was scared because I knew these dogs were capable of, and I didn't want them to hurt anyone. I ran to grab my phone to take pictures of the dog for animal control since they were once again running loose in the neighborhood. I called animal control to come out, but was unable to get a picture of them, and they ran into the wooded area and then down Diener Street. Animal control came and looked around the area, but did not see them. Another citation was issued to the dog's owner. I knew I needed to do something because these dogs were going to harm another person, or another dog, or worse, a person. We live in a neighborhood full of children who play outside, including my 4 small children, and these dogs are extremely dangerous. I decided to call the mayor's office, and Lily in the office helped me get the ball rolling, and she took my concerns seriously. I told her everything that happened previously, and she was able to talk to animal control and police to look into it. By that morning, animal control was sweeping the wooded area between my house and the Berry Hill Trail. By 1:45, when I called back, 3 of the dogs were taken and euthanized. These vicious and dangerous dogs could no longer be a threat to people and pets. It should not have taken my dog to be the reason her dogs were removed. Clearly, they showed malicious behavior when they initially attacked Maple. She barely survived the initial attack when they hunted her down again by the same group of dogs. Citations were not enough to save my dog. I am not angry towards the owner. I know they must have loved their dogs just like we loved ours, but violence should not be tolerated. We need to reform these ordinances. We need people to be accountable for their dogs, and we need to make sure that the people in Searcy are safe.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here that would like to speak on this agenda item? Ms. Burton?
Do I need to walk up there? Can I speak from
Yes,
here?
please, so the microphone. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Sorry. Yes, this will be short and clear, I hope. I'm Amy Burton. I know you know me from my job, but I'm also on the Humane Society of Searcy. So I would like to, first, I'm sorry, I'm a dog lover. That breaks my heart. That is the reason that we need this new ordinance passed. It will prevent the citation after citation after citation. The definitions are more clear in this new ordinance. We've removed some of the antiquated language. It is definitely going to be more enforceable. It will be easier for animal control, Searcy Police Department, and the animal shelter to enforce this. I know that Chuck Niemitowski with the Humane Society has talked to many of you about this new ordinance. Specifically, I think there's been some misconception as to what this is. Whereas what we have gone through is we have compared the ordinances from the other cities comparable to Searcy, Cabot, Paragould, Sherwood, some other communities, and looked at what they have done in their ordinance and updating, and we have done the same. One thing I specifically would like to point out, I think that people get hung up on breed-specific language, so we have tried to update that so that it's not just one or two breeds that you have to be on the lookout for. A dog is a dog. There's always going to be some level of unpredictability on that. So we ask that the council pass this new ordinance because it does implement stricter penalties for the dog owner, whether it's confinement of the animal, whether it's improved and updated leash laws, whether it's a fine that the owner receives, or an animal is impounded by the shelter. It's going to make it easier for the shelter to enforce this as well with the animal control officer and make the penalty stricter for the owner that does not follow the guidelines of this ordinance. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Mr. Kirkman, I know that you received a letter from another citizen who did not feel comfortable, I think, speaking, right?
She said it was too Trump when she began to think about it.
And she requested that her letter be read. So I'll read that for the council. This is from April Fatula. My name is April Fatula, and I want to share why a strong, vicious dog ordinance is so important, not just for me, but for everyone in this community. The date of my attack is memorable because it was a holiday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and there was snow just blocks from City Hall. My children and I were loading up the car, getting ready to go sledding with friends. The neighbor's dog had gotten out of their house, and it was roaming around in our yard. While I wasn't particularly worried about this dog, I didn't want it jumping on my kids, so I tried to coax it back to its yard. Instead, it attacked me, biting my upper lip, hip, and hand until I was finally able to kick it away. My daughter, who was across the street playing with a friend, saw it happen. No child should ever have to witness something like that. She's since talked about it in therapy, and my son has written about it in a school essay as a traumatic event that shaped our family. My husband rushed me to the ER at Unity. The physician, a former nurse, did an incredible job with the stitches, and I'm deeply grateful. But despite her skill, I was left with a visible scar on my face, a reminder of that day. I consulted several plastic surgeons in Little Rock, and I was told by all of them that they didn't do scar revision. My friends Brett and Kim Kirkman went out of their way to help, calling a plastic surgeon in Atlanta who specializes in facial reconstruction. They reached him on a Saturday night, and by Monday morning, his nurse called me to schedule an appointment. I flew to Atlanta expecting only a consultation, but the doctor thoughtfully offered to perform an in-office procedure right then and there. It wasn't cheap, and insurance didn't cover the cost. He told me it would likely take 2 or 3 more treatments to fully repair. I've postponed those for now, but I still feel self-conscious, especially as a college faculty member who stands in front of young adults every day. The dog was a mountain cur, known for their hunting instinct and aggression without proper training. Although it was eventually euthanized, the neighbors did not initially seem to recognize the severity of the situation, and I was terrified that it would strike again. My husband was my advocate through it all, from the ER to consulting an attorney to caring for me and taking care of our kids while I couldn't work for 2 weeks. I was fortunate to have all of that support, but not everyone who experiences an attack like this will. Some may not have someone to drive them, to push for proper care, or to help them heal or deal with all of the aftermath. In my healing process, more than anything else, I am grateful that the attack didn't happen to my child, that she only witnessed it. I shudder to think how devastating it could have been to her poor little body if she had been in my place. That is why this ordinance matters. It's about more than dogs. It's about people, families, and the right to feel safe in your own yard It's about ensuring that what happened to me doesn't happen to someone else who might not have the same resources or support. I am not writing this out of anger. I'm writing this because I believe our city can do better to protect its residents. Please take this ordinance seriously, strengthen it, enforce it. Let's make sure no one else has to live the pain, fear, and lasting reminders of something that could have been prevented. Thank you.
Very good letter. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I don't know what the origin of this was, but this was in my box. Has everyone had a chance to look in their mailbox? If you haven't, I want you on the way out, make sure there's possibly one in your mailbox outside. But it's very good, it's descriptive, and it's very informing to me with facts about vicious dogs. Everybody take a look at it.
There were some, I know Chuck, thank you for your hard work and the Humane Society and all those that have been working on this for several months.
Actually, I would like to say something.
I'm sorry?
Before we're done with, I would like to say something.
Okay, just 1 second, please. Chuck did provide an updated ordinance this morning. I emailed that out to the council. I know that you just received it several hours ago. There hasn't been just a extended period of time since we have this, and this revised ordinance was after feedback from Thursday with certain sections, particularly to dogs in parks, which is section 6-21F. Now we have what was already updated in the ordinance for addressing dogs in parks. And then also the Animal Control Appeal Committee, which would be comprised by the mayor, and then to form a committee with either 3 or 5 total members, so there's an odd number. So those were the 2 sections, to my understanding, as well as the very beginning of the ordinance, correct? Okay. Any other discussion from the council at this time? Chuck?
I think, Amy spoke well a couple of minutes ago. And, I want to express, so sorry to hear about that situation. It's horrible. And along those lines, I just want to point out that this new proposed ordinance with the progressive action that it demands and the fines and the penalties, and like with any ordinance, as long as it's enforced, if that's already been in place, I think that could have been prevented. And sorry that happened. So I urge everybody to please pass this current ordinance that's on the table. It's going to provide better protection. And the old ordinance is so outdated. The fines are wrong, the numbers are wrong. This has progressive action with any of these situations to where if they don't comply within certain amounts of time, then the dogs will be confiscated. Also, and it doesn't relate to any kind of breed, but they'd be confiscated and taken care of. And also, they'd have to be going to court. So the fine's there for when you get into just the second time of being non-compliant, they could be paying up to $1,000 fine. That's going to get some people's attention. So I really think that if we enact this, we're going to be better off than we are now. I think it's going to be much more effective, and it just requires, like anything else, to follow up in the enforcement. I think if we don't do it, we're going to continue with a worse situation. If we do pass it, if it for some reason doesn't work, we all feel it will be much better, then we can come back and make further changes. But for now, this would be a vast improvement as far as public safety. That's all I've got to say. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Are you saying that from the ordinance we had sent to us before the agenda meeting, the only 2 changes in this are what you outlined?
Correct.
They're very minor, very
The
minor.
beginning section that was provided by the city attorney, and then the addition of the dogs in park section, it needed to be updated to what was already changed, and then also the appeals committee has been, I guess, addressed.
I guess. We had trouble with the composition of the appeals committee, which is the police problem here. But, so we ended up identifying, for, at least for now, it would be the mayor and a Humane Society board member, and then others the mayor would appoint to this, so as long as the total membership would be 3 or 5. And that's what it states.
That was my second question is, Mr. City Attorney, have you reviewed this?
I have, and I've also discussed it with the police chief and,
That was my third question.
yeah. So as far as confiscation of dogs, we had some good conversations about some of the practical realities, and I've spoken with Mr. Chuck about that, and.
We've had emails on the last 2 days with that.
Chuck and Chuck's been working on this for
Months
and
almost a
months,
year.
and so, certainly, they are the experts, and if, you know, they feel like it is an upgrade. And I will say, from the district court perspective, having progressive fines is a big deal, because as it was drafted, I mean, it's $100, whether it's the first time or the 10th time, and so having some progressive, fines in there really helps from the district court perspective.
And it also identifies action to be taken, rather than just writing a citation and waiting when they go to court and who knows what, it identifies.
And I think something, Mr. Randy, you said before, and Chuck just said it, and I've said it. This may not be perfect, and we may need to make incremental changes going forward, but this is a big step forward in the right direction. And then we may find some things that we need to tweak as we go, but over what we currently have in place, this is certainly a big upgrade.
Yeah, that was gonna be my fifth question. You know, I haven't read every word, but I read the first draft and everything. Looking at what we've got on the books, there's no doubt this is better. You know, I'm not saying it's perfect, I don't know, because we do not define in this ordinance a vicious dog by breed, do we?
Correct.
We define vicious dog by action.
By action or initial suspicion, and that action, when it's defined by breed, which all city, the movement on this is, people are getting away from that. And one of the reasons is they don't have to be one of those specific breeds we're talking about to be vicious. There's a whole, you know, unfortunately, there's a lot of mixed dogs and all that are become vicious or are vicious, and those, you know, that are identified as such, and especially once they get to the shelter, they end up being euthanized as unadoptable because of that trait. So it can be any breed, just as apparently your situation was a mountain cur, which most of the times was a pretty nice dog, but it can happen. So actually, identifying certain breeds is misleading and giving comfort where it shouldn't. I think what we have on the table is way better than what we have. And if I say any more, I'll be redundant.
Thank you, Chuck.
But it can always be changed in the future if we find something else we need to do.
Is this a time to ask for clarification on any language, or this is not the appropriate time?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't, I'm trying to understand, I guess would it be you, Chuck, to ask who drafted it?
Yeah, throw it out there.
On section 6-17, determination of vicious animal or dangerous animal, it has A and then it has B. It says like B, animals may be found to be vicious while being held at the Searcy Animal Shelter. But then when you get down to C5, it says an animal bites a human or another animal, the situation will be evaluated and determination made if the dog was acting viciously. So does that mean that decision under 5 is made at that point, or it's determined at the Searcy Animal Shelter? Where it's
It can be determined either by animal control, depending on the situation.
reason I'm asking, I'm just kind of thinking, when, and related to that, an animal bites me, and then I look up and I read, I'm not tearing this apart, I'm just trying to, I've had a child attacked by a dog a number of years ago, so I'm probably a little,
That's the
focused
thing
on it.
about,
But-
at the shelter, it's different. It's not like that's being weighted to determine at the shelter. But we get a lot of dogs in that don't display something just by the animal control officer bringing in the dog, or a person bringing in the dog and surrendering it. We don't. The vision then becomes at the shelter. And when they have dogs that have a tendency to bite, and it's not out of being mishandled with fear or that kind of thing, then those are determined to be unadoptable, and they do get euthanized.
So on section 617C5, if my kid was bitten by a dog, or like April Fatula that read the letter, somebody would come on site and determine at that point if that bite was a vicious bite?
It would be,
It just feels a little subjective.
we
so I'm
could,
trying-
we could determine that at the shelter once they're there.
Okay.
And we handle them and work with them. And we were actually there, if you look at the staff and add up the years of so-called dog expertise, meaning they've worked in this field for so many years, and I'll include myself at least in that somewhat. I've been involved with the Humane Society since the 90s. But if you add it all up, we're almost, you look at 100 years of dog experience.
Chuck, can I interrupt you and ask a clarifying question based on what Mr. Kirk, because let me know if I'm asking this
Okay.
with the intention that, so if an individual or an animal gets bit by a dog, okay,
Right.
and then it goes to the animal shelter or the Humane Society, and let's say by the time it arrives, it's calmed down and it's acting non-vicious and whatever. I think the question, if I'm understanding it, it was vicious at the time it bit something, but then maybe it's not acting vicious at the shelter. Is that what you're asking?
That was kind of part
Yeah.
B. My part A was gonna be, it looks like up here on 617B, it says animals may be found to be vicious while being held at the Searcy Animal
Yeah,
Shelter. But
that-
down
that
here on
happens.
5,
Yeah.
it says an animal bites human or an animal, the situation will be evaluated and determination made if the dog was acting viciously. I didn't know if that meant it automatically goes to the shelter where they find it, or if they determine that on site. And I may be too in the weeds, I'm not trying to get too granular, I'm just,
Well, it does happen that it's determined there because it didn't necessarily show that behavior. But like, if one example I can give you is, there was a couple
Let me
months
ask you
ago,
one
there was
other
a
thing.
dog there that had been, appeared to be okay, and this and that, but over time with our shelter people handle the dogs a lot, multiple times a day. They take them out, they walk them, they put them in the exercise yards to play, so they have a lot of exposure. When we have a dog that, say, has already bitten 3 of our employees, and they have that propensity to do that, then we have to consider that an unadoptable dog. So we do take action.
yeah. Well, here's my question though, is on 5, is every dog that bites going to be taken to the shelter and then determination will be? Or
No,
in some
no,
cases, they'll determine on site?
It really depends on the situation, because if the dog bites another dog, it doesn't necessarily mean that dog's vicious. It means that day, that dog and another dog didn't get along for some reason, and could be, we know that.
Yeah, we don't know, that's
Puppies will run up to an older dog and they don't wanna mess with the puppy jumps on another dog and try to get it to play, and the old dog gives it a stab.
yeah, that's
And
my,
that dog learns not to do that anymore. Well,
my concern is like in this here's not an exact situation, but if the dog came and bit the human or the animal, that owner probably feels like the dog's vicious. So I'm just trying to make it,
If
it
it bites
doesn't,
a human,
I was trying to make sure it doesn't feel like the citation thing, even though it's not called citation, it's like a warning, or if it
Yeah.
happens the second time.
that dog may not.
But I don't have a good answer for it, I'm just trying to clarify.
But they do like, I mean, dogs
We're not
like
very
each
good for
other.
the second one?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, they're dogs, right?
That's my thing.
Especially if they're along the fence line. If you ever see a dog is inside a fence and another dog comes around, running around, they come up to the fence and don't, you know, don't try to bite each
These
other.
pictures,
That doesn't mean either one of them is vicious, but it can be, you know.
Is there any distinguishment in here, between a dog that's in its confinement and a human enters that confinement and the dog bites? Or the human approaches the house and the dog bites, the dog's within an electric fence? Or is there any distinguishment between that?
There's certain places where it tangentially addresses that. Because, for example, and it's in there too, that you can't declare a dog vicious if you have somebody trespass or breaks into your house or comes into your yard, and they're not supposed to be there, you can't,
Bottom of page 6 specifically addresses.
you can't declare that to be vicious because all ordinances do that.
So
The other thing is
I'm
they
sorry,
don't.
Chuck, real quick. So in the case of Mrs. Lowe's story, right? So her dog was attacked, okay? And then the owner was given a citation, evidently had multiple citations. At that point, I think the question is who determines that the dog or dogs to be vicious? It's already attacked another animal, and now it's come back and killed
Okay,
it.
in that case, it was animal control and the situation. When those dogs were brought in by animal control at the shelter, they didn't exhibit aggressiveness. They just seemed like they're okay dogs, but they were running around in a pack loose, which they shouldn't have been. They've been cited, but the new ordinance will get into the more expedient, progressive action, to where if they don't take action by so many days, and it's not that long, or even 7 or 10, then they can be confiscated. Well, that hasn't occurred, nor was it in the original ordinance that way. But it is in this one.
I'm not for sure we could draft an ordinance that would fit every exact dog thing, because I've got such a passive dog, but that dog's gotten after another dog. I'm just saying, y'all worked hard on this. This is much better than what we've got right now. I'd like to go ahead and adopt it, and we're gonna find out real quick whether it's gonna solve some of the problems.
And the point is now too, once we adopt it, it's gonna depend on it's enforced.
Ms. Rainey, is that a motion?
Can I ask one other question?
Yes.
I haven't had a chance to review this since you got, is there any, and Amy and I talked about this once, is there anything in here or somewhere else related to retractable leashes or length of leashes?
No.
And the reason I'm
Not
asking,
retractable.
only reason I'm asking, I was to get downtown, I saw a dog, looked like it was getting pretty aggressive, and the guy's leash was one of those that like they can run out. It was probably, I mean, no exaggeration, I bet it was from here to the snacks.
In a
Snacks, I guess they go snacks, but.
In a public setting,
That was a little scary, because he seemed a little,
that dog should have been on a regular 6-foot leash,
yeah.
solid. And by the way, those retractable leashes, non-professionally, I'll say this non-professionally, suck. They don't give you any control over the dog. And on the dog's behalf, they wrap around the dog and tie them all up. They're a disaster. You know, if they could be illegal, I'd make them illegal. But a regular old standard 6 or 4-foot leash is great.
I may have missed it here, but I think the requirements when you're out in public's gotta be on a leash.
Yeah.
I don't think it allows the expanded leash, it just says leash, doesn't it?
I think it says, it identifies the 6 no longer,
That's
a leash no longer than 6. I don't recall that we actually said something about those retractables.
I was
Did
thinking,
we?
6, yes, it is 6 foot.
Okay, there you go.
Just one second, Chuck.
Retractable is more than 6 foot.
Mrs. Hale, you had a question.
I do, for the police chief, I can't sing. So you're aware of what my family just went through, not in the city limits of Searcy, but right outside the city limits. It was horrific, and it was a terrible dog attack. My sister-in-law's mother was in CCU in critical condition and almost died. So my question to you is, if we pass this ordinance tonight where are we with your team enforcing where we can take care of this problem and not have another attack on a dog or a human
Right.
being?
So the supervisor of animal control is actually here tonight as well, and we've already been texting back and forth saying, as soon as this goes into effect, we need you to sit down with our animal control officers and hammer this home, that this is law now. Mike, I mean, I can't say, I can't add anything to what they've already said.
Sure.
But yes, this gives us a lot more teeth to, not this part of that, so to speak.
It's okay. No, it's all right.
Unintentional, but that's,
No, I
it's
get
true.
it, I get it.
Right now, we write tickets in this situation here, couldn't catch the dogs, couldn't catch the dogs. You know, in conversation with our city attorney and mayor, my wife was bitten by a dog too, she was out running, and she was
Yep.
looking at her over it, so.
Yes,
I had some
you get it.
sympathy for this,
That's
so.
right, that's right. Okay, that's all I needed to know is to make
Chief,
sure that we.
Chief, while you're there, I've got a question, and possibly could I ask it of Chuck, but you know the situation with my granddad a couple years ago, and they filed a report after two dogs came out of the driveway and attacked her dog that she had on a leash out in the street. The next day after that, my daughter videoed the two dogs running loose in the yard over there. And there was no citation issued, the dogs weren't picked up. In your opinion, under this, would they be classified, those dogs, as vicious then and would be picked up?
My understanding was they attacked the dog on the leash, correct? And I would say that, yes, that would be classified as vicious.
Another issue you probably don't know anything about, but two dogs came into my granddaughter's driveway the other day. And there were actually three, but two of them actually snarled and growled at her from a distance of about 4 feet away. My granddaughter was able to grab an old lamp that was in the garage, just sitting there, and throw it at the dogs. And when she threw it at the dogs, she hit one of them, they turned and ran off. Would that definition there be enough to define them as vicious since they didn't actually bite anyone?
I would send this new ordinance, Chuck knows the ones that are mad, but this would, they're showing aggression toward.
If you look at look at section 6-14W, it defines what a vicious dog is. It's on kind of top of page 4. That's where they define what a vicious dog is.
I read that.
So that's where, and I'd point you specifically to this language that mirrors the state statute on the matter, but specifically W3, propensity. And these are non-specific things to your point about not knowing, but that directs you to some of the language that will address your question.
See, an important part of this ordinance that we're not discussing, but it's in there, is these dogs should not be running around.
That's just what I was gonna say. Even if they couldn't be classified, they're in violation of this ordinance by being loose, and their owners need to be penalized.
And as the
most of
attorney-
the dogs that are brought in are stray. And so, you know, that's addressed with them when they come in, and they should not, and people are doing this. You know, they're just letting their dogs run around, they let their dogs out when they get home from work, and they run around the neighborhood. You shouldn't ever have where your granddaughter was approached by a loose dog. Was that in Searcy?
Yep.
Okay, it shouldn't happen.
And if there's a provision in there that if there is conduct that leads to that.
Exactly,
they've
as
gotta
our
be-
attorney pointed out.
They've gotta be chipped. I mean, they gotta be where they can be tracked.
As the attorney pointed out on page 4, up under W, the first little I, that exhibits overly aggressive, fierce, or vicious behavior. So that should determine that dog that growled and showed its teeth at my granddaughter in close proximity. That ought to define that dog as vicious, correct?
In that situation where they came up and they approached, yes. But they shouldn't be doing that if
they were kept up like they're supposed to, they wouldn't be able to.
That's right, if they were like, you know, your dog in your fence, your dog's not just running around the neighborhood.
Thank you, Chuck.
Make a motion.
We have a motion by Mrs. Hale to approve the ordinance.
Second.
We have a second by Mr.
Wait,
Rainey.
wait,
Is this-
wait a minute, we gotta
Read it by
I'm
title.
sorry.
Sorry,
Stay till
sorry,
next
no,
month.
no, no, no.
I got ahead
I
of
make a
myself.
motion to read
A
by
motion
title.
by, yeah,
Sorry.
Mrs.
Sorry.
Hale and a second by Mr. Rainey to read by title only. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Cargill.
Yes.
Mrs. Hale.
Yes.
Mr. Rainey.
Yes.
Mr. Brewer.
Yes.
Mr. Schallenberg.
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman.
Yes.
Mr. Morris.
Yes.
Mr. Howe.
Yes.
An ordinance amending and restating Article 2 of Chapter 6 of the Code of Ordinance of the City of Searcy, Arkansas, imposing regulations respecting the keeping of dogs in the City of Searcy, declaring an emergency and for other purposes.
Thank you. Now, do we have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
Mayor,
We have a motion, yes.
did you have a motion?
We have a motion by Mrs. Hale,
Second.
a second by Mr. Morris. Any
And
further
I agree
discussion?
100% what Ms. Rainey said. It's a lot better than what we have had to work with. I appreciate everyone that's had a hand in it. I know the police have, people, Humane Society. Thank y'all for your work on this, and it's far better than what we had, and it can always be amended if we want to go back. So with that, I'll make a second.
Okay, thank you. We have a second. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Hale.
Yes.
Mr. Rainey.
Yes.
Mr. Brewer.
Yes.
Mr. Schallenberg.
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman.
Yes.
Mr. Morris.
Yes.
Mr. Howe.
Yes.
Mr. Cargill.
Yep.
The need to regulate the care and keeping of dogs within the limits of the City of Searcy being necessary for the preservation of peace, health, safety, and welfare. An emergency is hereby declared, and this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage.
Motion to adopt the emergency
We
clause.
have a motion by Mr. Morris, a second by Mr. Brewer. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Rainey.
Yes.
Mr. Brewer.
Yes.
Mr. Schallenberg.
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman.
Yes.
Mr. Morris.
Yes.
Mr. Howe.
Yes.
Mr. Cargill.
Yes.
Mrs. Hale.
Yes.
Item number 18 has been tabled, so we're moving to item number 19, which is an ordinance, the utility easement maintenance and markings. And our city attorney incorporated the chalk markings into the utility maintenance ordinance, so that's all combined.
That's section 7 and was approved by the city engineer and director of maintenance.
I move that we suspend the rules and read by title
We
only.
have a motion by Mr. Rainey and a second by Mr. Brewer. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Brewer.
Yes.
Mr. Schallenberg.
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman.
Yes.
Mr. Morris.
Yes.
Mr. Howe.
Yes.
Mr. Cargill.
Yes.
Mrs. Hale.
Yes.
Mr. Rainey.
Yes.
An ordinance establishing a standard franchise agreement for utility use of municipal rights-of-way, setting fees at the maximum allowable rate under state and federal law, requiring maintenance standards, and providing for penalties for noncompliance, establishing an acceptable underground utility marking process, declaring an emergency, and for other purposes.
We have a motion to adopt the ordinance. We have a motion by Mrs. Hale, a second by Mr. Brewer. Any further discussion?
Yes. I just want to say, this is a good start. It's just like the dog ordinance. I feel like that we need to keep up with this utility
Yeah.
maintenance requirements and everything on an annual basis.
Yeah, we may see other things that need to be addressed. We can add it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adopt the ordinance. Please call the roll when you're ready.
Mr. Schallenberg.
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman.
Yes.
Mr. Morris.
Yes.
Mr. Howe.
Yes.
Mr. Cargill.
Yes.
Mrs. Hale.
Yes.
Mr. Rainey.
Yes.
Mr. Brewer.
Yes.
The Searcy City Council has determined the immediate adoption and enforcement of this ordinance is necessary for the public peace, health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of Searcy, Arkansas, and the provisions hereof shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage.
Motion to adopt the emergency clause.
We have a motion by Mr. Morris, a second by Mr. Brewer. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Kirkman.
Yes.
Mr. Morris.
Yes.
Mr. Howe.
Yes.
Mr. Cargill.
Yes.
Mrs. Hale.
Yes.
Mr. Rainey.
Yes.
Mr. Brewer.
Yes.
Mr. Schallenberg.
Yes.
Item number 20 is a budget adjustment ordinance with a note that we are not incorporating the cost for the Berry Hill improvements. That'll be looked at the November meeting.
No, we're doing the electric.
Electric part.
Oh, we are doing the electric, okay. We're doing the electric park now and considering the shop later. Do we have a motion to read by title only?
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Brewer,
Second.
second by Mr. Cargill. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Morris.
Yes.
Mr. Howe.
Yes.
Mr. Cargill.
Yes.
Mrs. Hale.
Yes.
Mr. Rainey.
Yes.
Mr. Brewer.
Yes.
Mr. Schallenberg.
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman.
He's left.
Just let-
An ordinance amending ordinance 2025-02, the budget for the city of Searcy for the calendar year 2025, waiving the requirement of competitive bidding with respect to certain expenditures, declaring an emergency and for other purposes.
Motion to adopt the budget ordinance.
We have a motion by Mr. Morris, a second by Mr. Challenberg. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Mr. Cardinal?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Challenger?
Yes.
The need to maintain the fiscal affairs of the city of Searcy in accordance with the requirement of law being necessary for the preservation of public peace, health, safety, and welfare. An emergency is hereby declared, and this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage.
Move we adopt.
We have a motion by Mr. Challenberg to adopt. We have a second by Mr. Rainey. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Mr. Cardinal?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Challenger?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
All right, that is the end of our agenda items. Do we have any other further comments?
Give an update on Sawmill.
Yeah. Mark, you want to give an update on Sawmill?
It's moving along quickly. They've got the final, not the final layer, the base layer of asphalt down on everything except, oh, maybe 200 feet against BB caps. They're working on getting, all the sidewalks poured, the box tops. Once they get that done, they will come back and put a final coat of asphalt on, and then probably do a little bit more dirt work, clean up, and then do the striping. It'll be done. Sometime, we're hoping maybe by the end of the month, probably not gonna make that, but sometime early November, we think.
Thank you.
What about Fuller Lane?
They've been started a couple of weeks, and they're making some progress out there. We've got some utilities that are gonna have to be relocated, we have run into, but the utility companies are working with us on that. So, mostly that's gonna be gas and, fiber optic for the phones that are, they're gonna discontinue the copper and it'll be all fiber. That's, and then maybe a little bit of water or sewer, a little bit, will have to be done. Most of the power is just, service poles, about 3 or 4 service poles.
Well, come get the Summit guys up in our neighborhood and take them over there.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it.
All right, so first I would like to say thank you to Jason. You've been on top of giving us numbers, and that's really appreciated. Thank you. Next, I'd like for us to look at a meeting of the whole so we can finish up the wage comparisons and get something set for the 26 budget.
Okay. What would be some possible dates and times that might work for y'all? And Jason, when, I guess on your side, when do you feel like we'll be ready with numbers to present for a meeting of the whole?
Sometime next week.
Okay. Is there a day of the week that's good for y'all?
I'm sorry, I can't tell you without looking at my calendar, and I don't keep it on.
I'm gonna be out of town.
Would you like us to circulate an email and try to have some options and go from there?
Yeah.
Okay, we
I'll
can
be
do
out
that.
of town quite a bit next week.
Okay, so maybe the
Week after.
week
But
after.
The last week of the
Whatever.
month, the
Last
first
week.
week of next month.
Okay.
Mayor, will you be looking at afternoon, evening meeting?
Well, I'll reach out to y'all, and sounds like maybe the last week of October, that'd give us another week or so to work on the numbers anyways, and then find some dates and times that work for y'all.
Just not Friday, the 31st.
Okay, not Halloween.
No, it's not Halloween.
All right.
Were you going trick or treating?
I can't tell you what we did, but we did.
I think we all need to go to Don's house. I've seen
Yeah,
those
it sounds
pictures.
like a place to be.
Yeah.
Thank y'all very much.